So essentially we are making a fried rice recipe, but this is with sticky rice. So similar concepts, similar technique, just kind of using what you have, chopping it all up and sauteing it all together. I'm Melissa King and we're making Chinese sticky rice. It's one of my favorite dishes. It's something that I make for the holidays, particularly Thanksgiving. It's one of the most requested recipes in my family. I think a lot of people get intimidated by Chinese sticky rice. They think it's difficult to make, but I'm gonna show you here. It's really quite simple. You have to start with some sweet rice. Sweet rice is basically a type of rice that it's a glutinous rice. And so this glutinous rice needs to be soaked in water. The water is going to really hydrate the kernels of rice so that you get individual grains of rice when you steam it. If you just cook it in a rice cooker, it's going to clump up, it's going to get sticky, it's going to be a big mess. So make sure you soak the rice overnight in water, enough water to cover, and then give it a strain. You want to get all that water out and off the kernels. And so what's nice with this technique is you won't have to introduce more water later. If you do, it kind of gets too clumpy, it all sticks together too much. We're looking to have perfectly hydrated little grains of rice. Try to get a bamboo steamer if you can. These are really helpful. You can steam your frozen dumplings in them, steam your rice. We basically line this with some parchment paper on the bottom. This helps to keep things from sticking so you can get the rice out of the container. And lay the rice into your bamboo steamer in one even layer. Just spread it out. This is ready to go right on top of your wok or on top of your stove to steam. All right, turn up that heat. Gotta use a wok. It's the best way for this recipe. And so yeah, that bamboo steamer fits perfectly right on top of that wok with a little bit of water inside to just create the steam. And then turn it up on high and let it roll. So we're going to steam this for about 40 minutes until those grains of rice are nice and tender. But just leave it alone, let it do its thing, let the steam kind of do all the work. So our rice is steaming, and in the meantime, I'm gonna prep some of the other ingredients. We have some dried shiitake mushrooms. These are one of my favorite ingredients. They have so much flavor, and once they're dried, they really concentrate, and so you get that sort of umami bomb going on with these things. We also have dried scallops. You can find all of this at the Chinese grocery store, maybe online somewhere. But dried scallops also have so much flavor. It is the base of an XO sauce, which everyone's talking about. Kind of love XO. And then we also have dried shrimp. Same thing, dried shrimp is great in an XO sauce, has a lot of full flavor. But all of these ingredients here have to be soaked. They need to be soaked in water, cold water, overnight until they're hydrated and bloomed. So I'm going to strain off the mushrooms, and there's a lot of flavor in this broth. If you have the extra time, use this mushroom broth to soak your rice. And then it's gonna be like a mushroom flavored rice, and it's gonna be amazing. But I like to squeeze out some of that moisture, get all the liquid out, and then slice through your mushrooms. And the beauty of this recipe is everything could be sliced, it could be diced. And essentially we're making fried rice. I like to think that this is a pretty pantry staple friendly recipe. All you really need is soy sauce, garlic, onions, scallions, all things that hopefully you have in your pantry at home. I have been cooking since I was about 5 or 6, and a lot of it was really just hanging out in the kitchen with my mom and making dishes like this. Both my parents worked a lot, and someone had to put food on the table, and so that became me. And I think by the age of maybe 10 or 12, I was cooking on a big wok and standing on a stool, stir-frying vegetables, making dishes like this. And I recognized just the power behind food and how just beautiful it can be. Everybody loves to eat. So we have our diced shiitake mushrooms here. I'm gonna throw it into a bowl. So same thing, discard the water from your dried shrimp. But I'm just gonna slice through these just to chop them up, break them up a little, and get that flavor out of them. The dried scallop has been soaking overnight as well. But as you can see, I'm saving all that liquid. The shrimp, the dried scallop, the mushroom liquid. This is all really great to infuse back into your rice. Really, you're just gonna shred it up. And I like to just shred it up by hand. Another key ingredient to the Chinese sticky rice is lapchang. So this is Chinese sausage. All right, boom, magic, it's done. Other key ingredients to this recipe are your aromatics. You need a lot of garlic and a lot of ginger, and also some scallions if you have them. You're gonna wanna make like double or triple this batch because so many people will be fighting for the leftovers and taking it home. It's great to reheat. Ginger, so one of my favorite ingredients right here. I put ginger in everything. I kind of feel like you don't necessarily have to peel it. If it's organic, why not just give it a wash and use it? But my mom did teach me when I was a kid to peel this with a spoon. The spoon kind of just helps to get inside the little nooks here without taking off too much of the flesh. Yeah, just mince this up. If you have a grater, you can go ahead and use a microplane and grate this. Scallions, get a bunch of scallions. I like to use both the green and the white. Don't waste any of this stuff. This is more of a garnish piece. All of our ingredients are chopped and prepped, and we're ready to move over to the stove and stir fry this all up. All right, so our rice should be steamed by now. Look at that, nice and translucent. You can see every individual grain of rice. We're gonna keep that there on the side. Get the wok ripping hot, like really, really hot. Get one of these are the best. Little Chinese spatulas. If you don't have a wok, you can certainly do this at home on a regular pan. But if you have a wok, go for it. You just get more heat and just a lot more action happens. It's fun. So I'm gonna put some canola oil in there. Let's dump in our dried scallop, shrimp, Chinese sausage, some ginger, and the garlic. Yeah, you really want to just fry all the aromatics, get the flavor out of there, and kind of crisp things up a little. A little bit of caramelization is always good. Gonna throw the mushrooms in. I'm gonna do a pinch of salt. You can actually do this with regular rice and make a fried rice. It doesn't have to be sticky rice, but sticky's so much better. Just love the sound of this. Like, so you know, like shit's cooking, you know? See a lot of that moisture starting to evaporate out. It's starting to get crispy. You can hear it like popping. I'm gonna throw that into a bowl on the side. Get it out of the wok. I don't even bother cleaning out the wok because that's all the flavor. So we're going to saute the rice and get that, you know, we say in Chinese it's wok hei. It's like getting the flavor from the fire into the food. A little bit of sesame oil, and then dump your rice in gently. Kind of like break it up a little if you can. Going to dump everything back in and add in a little dark soy, some light soy sauce, and some oyster sauce. Start to break up the rice. Just keep stir frying it until it kind of absorbs the color. Pro move, you know? Come on, munchies. All right, oh, that's looking good. See how it's like every kernel has been covered in that soy, the oyster sauce, the sesame oil. That's what we want, and we're kind of just frying that flavor into it. Let's finish it with some scallions. And I think we're good. I love these bowls. It's like little, this reminds me of my house when I was growing up. We had a lot of these. Okay, let's dish it up. Getting too nostalgic here. Pack it in there. And that's your Chinese sticky rice. I'm gonna just dig right in. It's just packed with like, it's like a big umami bomb. You have the soy, the dried shiitake, all of the dried shellfish. It's just like a full flavored dish, but has that sweetness and that stickiness from the rice. It really is such a crowd pleasing dish. It's something that we would do for Thanksgiving, for holidays. Instead of stuffing, we'd have Chinese sticky rice and a roast duck instead of your traditional turkey and stuffing. But really, this is my childhood right here, and I hope you get to try it. If you want to try the recipe, click below.